It's no secret that the combustion engine's days are numbered, but what you might not have noticed is just how close to extinction the naturally aspirated petrol engine already is. In recent years, so many iconic NA performance cars have submitted to turbocharging, cars like the Civic Type R, the Aston Martin Vantage, Porsche 911 Carrera, and the entire AMG range. But don't worry, there are still a handful of performance cars flying the flag for natural aspiration. Here are 6 of the best NA cars that you can still buy today. Get them before they're gone. Before we begin, honourable mentions to 2 of the cheapest NA performance cars on sale today, the Mazda MX-5 and Toyota GT86. Both fantastic cars, but we talked about them in our last list, so we're going to leave them out today. Ford Mustang. Credit to America, they seem more committed to keeping the NA engine alive than most, with the Camaro, Corvette, Challenger and Charger all still available without turbo or supercharging. But for this list, we've chosen the Mustang, because a couple of years ago it achieved what pretty much no other muscle car ever has. It went international. The Mustang has been quite a hit since coming to Europe, proving that even people who live in Buckinghamshire can appreciate an angry, all-American V8 motor. Lexus LC. Lexus has made a bit of a habit out of building quiet, comfortable, luxury cars most of the time, and then, out of nowhere, unveiling something very fast and completely mad. They did it a few years ago with the LFA, and now they've done it again with the LC. Like the Mustang, you can have your LC with a big, naturally aspirated V8, or you can have a smaller V6 engine, but either way, there isn't a turbo in sight. We never would have guessed that one of the last ever exciting NA muscle cars would come out of Japan, let alone Lexus, but we're very glad it does. Porsche 911 GT3. Once upon a time, all 911s were naturally aspirated, except for the turbo, which had a turbo. Now, they're all turbocharged except for one, the GT3. With its 9,000 RPM redline and glorious engine note, the GT3 is the perfect demonstration of what makes NA cars so special. Whether it's the standard car, the track-focused RS, or the stealthy touring, it is without doubt one of the most exciting driver's cars ever made. Porsche has yet to confirm if the new Gen 992 GT3 will stay with natural aspiration, but it seems very likely. The day the GT3 goes turbo, there will be riots. Audi R8. No list of NA engines would be complete without a howling V10, and the Audi R8 is one of the only ones left. We could have chosen the Lamborghini Huracan, but as you may have guessed, there's a different Lambo coming up on this list shortly. The Audi R8 has recently had a facelift and it's now meaner and faster than ever before. But thanks to its all-wheel drive and the fact that it's an Audi, it isn't just one of the most thrilling supercars you can buy, it's also one of the most livable. Lamborghini Aventador SVJ. There is no brand more synonymous with big, naturally aspirated engines than Lamborghini. The NA V12 has been their calling card since the days of the Miura, and it's still alive and well in the Aventador. The SVJ is the extreme version of the extreme version of the Aventador, and was for a time the Nürburgring lap record holder. It's also the last Aventador. Soon it will be replaced by a new flagship Lambo, and, good news, that will have a naturally aspirated V12 too. Given that they're showing no signs of going turbo anytime soon, it's very possible that the last ever NA supercar will end up being a Lamborghini. If so, it would be the perfect goodbye. Ferrari 812 Superfast. Ferrari may have gone turbo with its mid-engine sports cars, but they aren't ready to let go of their big NA V12s just yet. In fact, their latest V12 is one of the best engines they've ever made. That's partly thanks to the glorious noise it makes, but mostly it's because in the 812, it is the most powerful, naturally aspirated engine ever, pushing 789 brake horsepower through the rear wheels only. Apparently, no one told Ferrari that GT cars are meant to be relaxing. Aston Martin Valkyrie. Okay, it shouldn't really be on this list because it isn't actually out yet, but how could we pass up an opportunity to play this clip? Nope, that isn't audio from a 90s F1 race. That is the engine that will be fitted to the Aston Valkyrie when it's released later this year. It's a Cosworth-built, 1,000 brake horsepower, naturally aspirated V12 engine that revs to 11,000 RPM. The Valkyrie will be by far the most extreme, track-focused road car ever built, making the McLaren Senna look like a Dacia Sandero. What's your pick for the greatest naturally aspirated car of all time? Let us know in the comments below.